Mobile, how's it going?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Depends when you're listening or watching, right? So you get all of them. We're excited to be back. Do some good publication. We're rolling. We're in this is year 4. I can't believe it's the 4th year of this project. If you're listening, watching, you may not know, we had no expectations, honestly, the first year we did it. It was an idea, and we said, hey, let's do this thing. And it went awesome. It went really well. And here we are in the 4th year of this publication. It keeps growing every year. And I kind of get equally, if not more excited every year as we get to share some new organizations and get to and have discussions with folks. So sit back, hang out. We're gonna tell you in just a moment who we have on today, and we're excited. We'll get right to it. Mandy told me I had to stop dancing. I was dancing during the music. I was all excited. I was ready to go. She told me I had to stop. So
stop.
All right, guys, we're excited. So today we're talking with Tim Wills from the Boys and Girls Club of South Alabama. Let's not even delay any longer. Let's bring him right on. Tim, how you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How you doing?
Good as always to chat with you, sir, for sure. Thanks for being with us today to talk some about the Boys and Girls Club of South Alabama. So appreciate it.
No, absolutely. Love joining you guys on these podcasts.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Okay, I like to let's roll. I like to jump in kind of and ask the question, like if you're someone on the streets coming up to you and they don't know anything at all about the club. And I say, hey, okay, cool. That's what is it? What is the Boys and Girls Club of South Alabama? What would you tell me?
You know, I would say it is the most amazing experience. Hands
down.
Love
it. That's a good start. So you've captured my attention. Tell me more.
Right. And so I think a lot of people think about Boys and Girls Clubs, they think of daycare. And traditionally, daycare is just a place where kids maybe sit in 1 or 2 rooms, wait for their parents to pick them up, and then they go home and continue their lives, right? Boys and Girls Clubs is about being an integral part of your life as a kid, right? And so a lot of our young people start when they're 6, continue all the way up to they're 18, but it's an entire experience when you're at a Boys and Girls Club. So we have a gym, we have a computer lab, we have STEM labs and music studios. We have teen-only spaces and education rooms and yoga and dance. Like there's just so much there for a young person after school that is not just waiting for your parents to pick up. Matter of fact, most of the kids yell at their parents when they come and pick them up early, right? But it's the whole experience of like shaping young people in our community. And all that I just mentioned is $30 for the whole school year. And so you're not talking hundreds of dollars a month or a week. We're talking $30 for the entire school year. A young person can have this experience. And even in the summers, it's $60 a week. But like, where are you going to find a place for a young person to go 10 hours a day in the summer? So it's really
nowhere.
Experience.
Yeah, no, as parents, we know
summer
care is expensive. And it sounds like you guys are providing so much more than any other organization would for after school and for summer care.
Where this is intriguing. I'm still the guy on the street, and now I'm like, okay, tell me more. Are they after school? Are these at the schools themselves, or where would these programs be located?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So in Mobile, we operate 6 school-based locations. So we're right inside of some Mobile County public school facilities. Cool. And we operate 5 standalone facilities. And so those standalone facilities may serve 6 to 10 different schools where kids get dropped off every day to our facilities by Mobile County Public Schools. And then in Baldwin County, we have 1 location that's a standalone location in Foley as well for young people too. And then when thinking about the summer, we opened 3 summer-only sites, again, in Mobile County Public School buildings. And we try to get up to more rural communities like Central and Mount Vernon in the summer months. And then in the city of Mobile, we operate a 150-acre campground called Camp Chandler Tonsmeyer, so young people can get a full outdoor experience during the summer months, which is really a really incredible opportunity.
Where is that? Where is the camp located?
Yeah, so it is like the last piece of property in the city of Mobile.
Okay.
On Shelton Beach Road at Moffett. So
okay.
Right there where Moss is, there's the Piggly Wiggly is there, and we're just right down Shelton Beach Road. But it's 150 acres in the city's limits, where we're teaching young people how to canoe because we have a pond there. You learn archery at their archery range. You learn how to hike and discover different types of trees and leaves. And we have a life-size foosball table, gaga pit. So there's just so much cool stuff that you can do all day during the summer at our Camp Chandler Tonsmeyer.
Can I come out and challenge
Come
somebody
on.
to a
Let's do
lifetime
it.
foosball or whatever?
Yeah.
So I've learned the gaga ball too. I've learned some art of the gaga ball. I didn't know what that was 2 years ago, but I've played. I've rocked some young people and definitely beat them for sure. And
Gaga
maybe
pit is a super popular activity. Like the kids love that activity.
So fun. Yeah, gaga is so fun. That's cool. That's awesome. Has all of these activities existed for a long time, or has this been like a growing process in our area in Mobile? You know what I mean? Has this grown over time to what it is now?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. You know, we've been in this community for 65 years.
Wow.
And in some of our locations, like our location in Crichton, we've been in the same building and location since the 1960s, serving literally generations of kids in the same family. It's pretty remarkable. So over time, you know, we've had as many as 22, 23 clubs in this area, as low as 5. In the last 5 to 6 years, we've grown from 5 to 12 locations, plus our 3 summer only sites. And we actually just received a grant from the city of Mobile through the American Rescue Plan to add 2 additional summer only sites this summer. So we'll be expanding.
That's huge.
More. Yeah. So
nice.
We know young people need safe, positive place after school and in the summer, especially in the summer months. And so our summer only programs are really aimed to like expand our reach, give more kids the opportunity to go somewhere safe during the summer.
Yeah. So in the summer, I guess, so parents they treat it like it's a summer camp, I guess. That's the mind, like they would drop their children off at a certain time in the morning and then they pick them up later in the afternoon. But yet it sounds like it's super affordable compared to any other summer camp.
Yeah. So we're open 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. during the summer for $60 a week.
Yeah.
At Camp Chandler Tonsmeyer is $65 a week, but you know, that's like one day at daycare.
Yeah.
It's
the gaga. It's the gaga, man. That's okay.
Yeah, includes breakfast and lunch is included in that. And then the kids get a host of field trips during the summer months, some which may have an additional cost, some may not.
Yeah.
But it's really a wholesome experience for kids in the summer. So you get some academic enrichment, but you also get a whole bunch of fun. And one of the things our Camp Tonsmeyer theme is, you know, I had a lot of fun today, but I didn't learn anything, right? But at the same time, kids are learning so much through that experience that the fun is just taking over the experience of learning for them.
Absolutely. And it's probably giving these children an opportunity to be kids. I feel like the world that we live in is so screen dominated, and to be able to be around other kids and learn some things. And you mentioned at the beginning, you said age 6. So is that first grade, kindergarten through 12th grade?
Yes, it is 6 to 18-year-olds. And so I think your point is right on. And the other point is a lot of times our older young people, our high school kids, are responsible for babysitting their younger brothers and sisters, right? I mean, we all have that experience growing up with siblings. Yeah. And so the club provides a place where they can all be somewhere together. Their parents know they're all safe. But if I'm in high school, I can go the whole day and not worry about my little brother and sister because they're occupied at a different part of the club, and I get to hang out with my friends and have fun and do things that's specific to my age group. And I think that's a really big benefit for teenagers to be teens and not to be these kind of, part-time parent during the summer where they have to babysit and watch their younger siblings.
Yeah, before the world hits them and adulting becomes a real thing, and you guys are offering a place where they can literally go and be kids and learn. I think the things that you've mentioned that you guys are teaching them. Those are not things that, as a parent, that I'm going to go like, let's go hiking, or
Right.
not that I wouldn't, but I wouldn't know how to teach those skills. So this is
Or leaves. Talking about leaves on trees and stuff. Yeah. We have no idea.
I need to go to the program, but so that you guys are clearly giving these children real life skills that sometimes parents, it's like the tying your shoe thing. Sometimes we just need someone else to come along and help teach and guide our children in some of those facilities. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And being a parent is hard. I mean, it's not
For
an
sure.
easy job at all. And I also think a lot of our parents take on the benefit of, the club is open until 6 p.m. Right. And so what's the one thing that like you hate doing with your kids? Grocery shopping. Right. So like take the moment to like relish in the grocery store by yourself as an adult without kids asking for all these things. Right. Like there's a benefit for adults in this as well. That just makes better, stronger, more coherent families. And oftentimes the young people who come to the club learn some incredible things I don't even like know myself, right? I learn at the club too. But they're able to go home and be like, hey, I learned this at the Boys and Girls Clubs today, or, we did this activity. Can we do it at home? And that is the kind of continuous learning family dynamic we create with kids and families at the club.
Well, the groups that you have that are on campus at some of these schools, that's just a huge win for parents, and not having to worry about, well, let me get my child from carpool, let me get them here. And I know some parents, because I know you have some other facilities that are not on school property, but that's a huge help to a parent who's got a first or a second grader, and they don't have to shuffle them around. So how long are they able to stay on school property? Like, how long does the programs run? Did you say 6 p.m.?
Yeah, so our school-based programs run until 6 p.m. Our facility-based programs run until 6:30 during the week. Our club at RV Taylor Plaza is actually open on Saturdays as well. So it's giving young people an opportunity to come to the club on the weekend as well. Our school-based program is really useful in the sense that young people don't have to go anywhere. They literally just walk down the hallway and all of a sudden they're in a Boys and Girls Club program. And it has really deep collaboration with that local school. And so what we know from our traditional buildings is that oftentimes our club directors become second parents for so many kids. And that's not to say that they become a second parent because the parent isn't a good parent or because there's only one parent in the household. I mean, this goes from any kid at any level of economics, right? The wealthiest kids to the poorest of kids. The club is just a natural place of family. And so when kids, when a kid's having a rough day at school, oftentimes it's the school's principal that's calling the club director to say, hey, we know this kid is coming to Boys and Girls Clubs this afternoon just to know he had a rough day. And are there any strategies we can work together on to help that young person, right? Or, this kid got into an altercation today. We didn't want to suspend them. Can you come up and talk to the kid today so that they don't have to get suspended and just be on a different pathway? That's that family, we're all in this together, mentality of the club experience.
And no, not to parents, but I think somebody outside of a parent or outside of someone in the school, some other outside person coming in and sharing their opinion and trying to guide someone is so much more beneficial sometimes than, because you're a child, you're not listening to your parents. You're not,
always good to have other leaders that are out there helping guide. Yeah, because they, kids, like we're parents, like our child gets it from us all the time so much. And so we value other leaders and people that can help kind of pour into, our child. And so we think that's super valuable. I think that's,
no, absolutely. And I think it's really important around mentoring relationships for young people. We know that there's 1 in 3 young people in America today who don't have a mentor in their life outside of their family. And that's a really key important part outside of your family nucleus. That really drives success. It opens that opportunity equation for them to just be on a better pathway and to succeed in life.
Well, you had mentioned too, so you said $30 for the year for one student, and then it's $60 for the summer camps per week. But we all know that there's so much more funding that is needed that goes into Boys and Girls Club. And so y'all are national, y'all are a huge organization. Tell me some of the things that you guys do along the year to raise funds and to help raise awareness for Boys and Girls Club.
No, absolutely. So yes, it's $30 a school year for a kid to attend. It costs us nearly $700 per kid to operate.
Yep.
And so we have to fill that gap. We do it primarily through 3 major events that we host. One is our Youth of the Year event, which is coming up on June 23rd.
And I want to talk about that a little bit more. The girl that you have, we'll talk about her more in a second, but okay. Continue.
Yeah, so our Youth of the Year event is our signature event, is our largest event, and is the only event that we operate where young people sit at the tables with individuals so that you could hear directly from kids. And then you get to hear from our Youth of the Year finalists on stage to tell their story. And generally, our guest speaker has been alumni who've moved through the system, been through Boys and Girls Clubs, and are now off doing incredible things in our community. Our other event is our golf tournament, which is coming up on October 7th at Magnolia Grove. It's the Mayor's Cup golf tournament. And so all the municipalities that we sit in, all their mayors show up to support Boys and Girls Clubs through that golf tournament. And so that's a really great opportunity to come out and have fun, but you also get to hear from some club members at that event as well. And then our final one is what probably most people get introduced to us through, which is our telethon on WKRG, which will be happening on June 16th. It's a full day telethon from 5:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. But it really gives the opportunity to tell the story throughout the day on WKRG. Folks can call in and make a donation, call in to volunteer, or call in to find out more information on services at Boys and Girls Clubs.
That is huge. I know that you mentioned volunteering. So not only do you guys rely on donations and those kinds of things, but volunteering, and these children aren't just thrown into a room by themselves. You guys have people that come on site and help all of your programs run. If someone is interested in being a volunteer, what are some of the opportunities that you guys can provide them?
Yeah, so we have stable, staff at all of our facilities, right? So they're kind of the base of it. We're I tell folks, we're the expert in kids. We need volunteers to be the expert in other little things like financial literacy, or if you like to crochet or sew, if you like to cook, there's all kind of different opportunities based on your individual interest and hobbies. So just because just because you're a banker during the day doesn't mean you have to come in and teach financial literacy. Maybe you really love to cook and you want to spend some time helping young people learn how to cook. We ask folks to commit just 1 hour a week for about 8 to 10 weeks at a time to do volunteer opportunities at the club. Right now, our biggest opportunity and what we're really focused in on is reading tutors. So we're looking for folks to commit 45 minutes a week to come and tutor kids in reading. You don't have to be a genius or educator. We do all the work. All you have to do is show up, implement what's in the little bin, but also build a relationship with that young person at the same time.
Oh, that's the most incredible part about that, is just being able to get to know another person, a young person that's out there and trying to learn. So is that also the tutoring, the reading, is that also 6 through 18, or do you have based on grade level?
Yeah, so our primary target areas are elementary and middle school kids for our reading tutoring. But overall, as an organization, we're really committed to reading and helping young people read proficiently. So our main goal right now is that every single young person that walks in our door will walk out grade level proficient. And reading tutors are really key and important parts of that. And then, previously we've run the largest book festival on the Gulf Coast.
You told me about that. I was going to bring that up if you didn't. Yeah, that sounded amazing.
Yeah, the Gulf Coast Children's Book Festival. We've done it at the grounds. We are in the final planning stages to announce its return this year as a fully virtual event the first week in May. So more information will be coming out soon. But yes, it is the largest children's book festival on the Gulf Coast.
I love it. You know, things like that, it really takes, for any organization, it takes a village to make things happening. And whenever you are, or make things happen, whenever you were mentioning, you know, someone who has a day job doing X, they can come and do something completely different with these children and teach them a skill. Not every child is going to learn how to boil water or how to make pancakes or how to balance a checkbook if it's age appropriate or not. You know, those things are huge. And so having people come in that are good at that and can teach that skill to a young person, that's invaluable information. Just some of the things that the schools aren't able to touch on. They're doing so many other things for these children.
Yeah, we have a volunteer at one of our clubs who the kids call the cookie lady because she used to make cookies all the time. And then she taught them how to make cookies. Recently she taught them how to make pasta from scratch and even using a pasta maker, right? And so it's a skill, like as a fifth grader, that you're just not going to get anywhere else but at your local Boys and Girls Club.
We still don't know how to make pasta, so
yeah, like scratch. How do I do that? That sounds we got to show up to these things.
Exactly. Yeah, we can learn something.
So who's Miss Mosley? I'm sorry, I stole your time.
Stole my thunder. Yes.
Who is Miss Mosley here? The youth of the year. Tell us about her and like how that works.
Yeah, so Kiara Mosley is our 2021 Youth of the Year. This upcoming June, we'll announce the 2022 Youth of the Year. But Kiara's an incredible young person who's been a member of the Boys and Girls Club for a number of years at our Cody Road, Bernard Malcove location. She's been a leader in the club with our Keystone Club, doing volunteer opportunities. And she's currently in her freshman year at college right now, continuing on that process of like giving back, but being a real important piece of her community. And I think that's one of the things that the club does for young people. It makes them realize that they're part of this broader community. That's not just their high school community or their middle school community, but they're part of a broader community. And Kiara's done a lot around leading in her club and community with community service and giving back.
That's incredible that you guys have, you know, applauded her for that. I think, you know, you mentioned in the beginning, this is the ability to start at such a early age, and for these children to be able to continue in a program, not just for a summer, not just for a year in school, but they are continuing through it. And if they stay the course, they can be like Miss Mosley. They can come back and give. And I think that is something that you just have to experience. You have to experience being part of something and being able to give back to it. Because I'm sure this woman had hundreds of people pour into her over the years.
Yeah, and I think one of the key things that I don't know that folks connect about Boys and Girls Clubs is that if you start at 6 and continue all the way till you're 18, you know, we have a club in Crichton where we had a person on staff for 27 years. So she will be there your entire span of your childhood. You don't get that anywhere else. Every year at school, your teacher changes. Every so many years, your principal changes. Your physical school building changes as you grow up as well, right? The club is the most consistent thing in your life outside of your family, right? And young people need that in their lives to know that people are here in their community that care about them, that are invested in them, and that want to see them succeed because of just who they are as humans in our community. So
absolutely.
That's awesome. You had talked, like you and I had talked before too, and I feel like you had mentioned to me that there's maybe a disconnect, that a lot of the public thinks that Boys and Girls Club is for a particular group. Maybe it's lower income or something like that. And you told me, you're like, absolutely not, man. It's for kids. Like, we want all the kids to kind of be a part of this. And I think that that's just an interesting point to bring up, so that if anyone listening or watching this doesn't know that, or they have some idea of what kids or what type of kids or whatever they think it's for, like, am I correct in saying that, Tim, that when we spoke, it's for, like, you want as many kids as possible to join this the club. Is that right?
No, absolutely. And I think, you know, we have one requirement to be a Boys and Girls Club member. And that's simply your age. Like, you just have to be between the ages of 6 and 18. Now, we get some 5-year-olds that sneak in. We got some 19-year-olds that we get rid of. But the core is that 6 to 18 group. That's the only requirement to be a Boys and Girls Club member. And I know the history of Boys and Girls Clubs has been really tied a lot in this community to public housing and our housing board communities that we had clubs in for a number of years.
Gotcha.
But it's really a subset of the young people we serve. We serve every single kid in this community. And when you go to a club, especially like our club on Cody Road, you'll see kids from the wealthiest families to the poorest of families and all those in between in this really incredible melting pot that is Mobile. And, you know, I think if I'm an elementary kid, it's the only opportunity I have to interact and engage with middle and high school kids. It's the only opportunity I have to interact and engage with elementary kids from other elementary schools.
Yeah.
So it's just a really incredible place for kids. And then the last piece I'll just add in is I really want folks to change how they think about disadvantaged in our community. Too often being disadvantaged is all about economics and how much your parents make, right? But, you know, the young person who grows up in the largest house in our community, oftentimes their friends and their family's friends also live in equally big houses. You know, we believe that that child is socially disadvantaged, and the club is a place for them to interact and engage with young people from different backgrounds. That young person who is having a hard time playing basketball and is trying and trying and trying, but just can't get it, that kid is athletically disadvantaged. And the club is a place for you to like learn and grow in your skills, whether it's in sports or anything else. And then the kid who struggles to read is academically disadvantaged. The club is here for them too, to put them on a pathway to be successful there as well. So we really got to change that framework of disadvantage for folks in our community to know that as long as a kid is a kid, they're disadvantaged at something. Our job as adults and community folks is to give them the skills and the opportunities they need to succeed. And that is the story of Boys and Girls Clubs right here in South Alabama.
Well said. That's awesome. Okay, is to kind of get to close to wrap up, is there something that when you're talking with people that you wish more people would ask you about the club? And if something comes to mind, you're like, man, if I just had the opportunity to share this, but I don't get asked it, you know, what would that question be, and what would that thing be that you'd want to maybe share?
Yeah, I think, you know, one of the things is what we've been talking about, that the club is for every single kid in our community, regardless of where they come from. The club is here to serve our community. The second thing I would say is $5, $10, $5 million. It all goes a long way in helping to secure the futures of kids in our community. So don't feel bad if you only got $5 to give. Don't feel bad if you got $20 to give because you don't feel like you're a $5 million giver, right? That $5 goes a long way to helping kids in our community. And so every donation at every level matters equally in serving the kids here in our community.
Love it.
So important to know.
Love it. And then what's the best way? So if people want to, you know, connect and find out more or get connected in whatever fashion that is, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, tons of information on our website at bgcsouthal.org. But I also encourage folks to like us on Facebook or Instagram, and our active TikTok page as well.
Hey,
I think you told me that. I think I checked it out. If I didn't, I will be hopping on there. Yeah, I love that. I love that you guys are on TikTok. But yeah, we'll be sure to link up that in our notes so people can go and find you guys. So Tim, thanks so much for being with us, man. Thank you so much for taking your time out today and talking with us. And we're glad we could have this conversation with you.
No, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for the work you're doing about getting the word out about nonprofits in our community through the Do Some Good magazine here in town. So I appreciate it.
That's the goal. Yeah.
Deal. All right, Tim. Appreciate it, man. Have a great week. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
That's good stuff.
Oh man, every time
Tim's sharp.
I
I
talk
got
to him,
yeah.
I am like, there's just this whole world out there
Yeah.
of of volunteers and kids that are just learning and doing that we just don't see on a daily basis because we're not in there. We're not in these facilities. We're not in the schools.
I love,
incredible.
I love these conversations with folks, being able to gather new knowledge, new information, even if we feel like we know a good bit about some of these organizations, or we think, oh, I already know what they do. You know what I mean? Like, even if we come with that notion, I always learn new things. And that excites me because it means that whoever's listening or watching this will also learn those new things. So
absolutely.
I think that's great. Any final words?
Get out and do some good.
Get out and do some good, guys. We got more interviews coming up. Stay tuned. We got more coming.